Hello everyone. Today we're gonna see Taiwan versus Vietnam, Seed 4 versus Seed 5, our first match in the quarterfinals round of 6-digit Asia Pacific Cup. These teams are really closely matched. I don't think there's another match this weekend that's going to be as exciting as this one. Taiwan coming in last week with one of their players setting probably one of the craziest scores of the week with the Nomad 5 FC, which gapped every other score by like 600k, which is crazy. And as a result of their other players such as Magician, Susprise, who've been around for quite a while, they've proven themselves to be like really good at some of the more trendy core maps, such as Free Mod 1 in Quals, which was more anti-mod than the other mods. Vietnam, on the other hand, just has a lot of players who have a lot of experience in the tournament scene. Mind Chino, Fungus, Ibgula, Reno 1, ZCNS, just to name a few. They've been around for 6LDC or so. Like, I recognize them, that's crazy. Either way, Vietnam has proved themselves to be a bit more comfortable on the DTs, as seen by their performances both last round and in quals, as well as some comfort on the hard ox, which is kind of really essential in doing well in 6-digit in nowadays. I wouldn't put neither of these teams aside in terms of winning this match. This match should be really close in terms of their skill sets. They should match each other. I'm hoping to see a close match at least. Anyways, I am alone today, unluckily. Hopefully I have another call joining later. I'm Perry, and I'm... Oh, hello! Okay, we have our streamer who's here. I'm like the host of the tournament, I think.
I was supposed
Yeah!
Okay.
Okay, we have a second call. I'm saved.
Goodbye.
Hello, Gammy. This is my co-host, and he's muted.
No, Perry, that was your signal to introduce me into the stream in a natural way. Come on, redo.
Fuck off. No, I'm going. I'm leaving. No, I'm alone again.
Alright, Perry. What's going on, guys? I don't know how much.
Yes!
I don't know how much of the intro is done, but welcome back to the 6-digit Asia Pacific Cup. I am your host. Joining me in the commentary VC, of course, is our lovely co-host, Perry Crayola. Today we will be seeing a rather exciting match. I think this is a match between Taiwan and Vietnam A. I think both this is one of our few A-team versus A-team matches that we'll be seeing this weekend. For what it's worth, I think this is definitely going to be an interesting one nonetheless. I am not too familiar with the seeds of these players. I believe Taiwan is around seed 7, if I'm not wrong.
I do believe this is seed 4 versus seed 5.
Oh, okay, alright. So yeah, quite the match on our hands actually. And so yeah, I'm really definitely looking forward to see how this match goes. Could definitely see this really turning out either way, and especially when the seeds are this close, you can really it really gives you really sets the stage of the match that we are about to watch today. Reminder that we are in the quarterfinals round, so it is going to be a best of 11 match. And with that, we are gonna kickstart this match with the protect phase. It's gonna be Taiwan's protect first.
Sorry. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. To protect from Taiwan is probably something we anticipated considering their performances in Free Mod 1 and qualifiers, with being number 1 in that, as well as their I believe they do have one of the best low AR players in this tournament with what the fuck, bro?
Oh yeah, I believe last round they had that insane 1/100 on. Was it hidden too?
No, it was on Nomad 5.
Oh yeah, the Nomad 5 reading gimmick map.
Yeah, and along with that, they have comfort in like the other mods as well. With yeah, go on.
I think what's interesting to know about Taiwan in this roster, at least from their strength in the free mods, is that really Taiwan has very strong specialists where in their special areas, right? You have um you have Taiwan just being able to have that fourth player on or or their respective specialists on the hidden, the hard drops, and then overall have a very solid normal anchor to hold everything down, which is what really gives them the edge, I think, on all of these free mods. And I think going into the bracket stage is no surprise that they really want to look to abuse these outlets.
That's right. Vietnam choosing to protect the Numod 5 this round, deorbit. I believe this is a rhythmy map for the slot this week.
Yep, now we're just waiting on the first bans, and it looks like we're actually gonna see a Hard Rock 2 ban. So already we get to see a interesting tension between the two teams. Just gonna pull up the Vietnamese roster real quick.
Vietnam roster consists of a lot of players who are like much more experienced compared to the rest of the player base within this tournament. So you have like Chino, Fungus, Evgula, Reno 1, ZCNS, who've been around for quite a bit comparing to the rest of the player base.
And I think, of course, Taiwan A does have some experience as well, like their captain Magician, Magician 8, 9, 10 is been in the tourney scene for quite some time, alongside I believe Southrise and Kaokuri, being not being rather familiar with the tourney scene, not complete strangers to it whatsoever. So yeah, on both sides you do have your fair share of experience, but I think Vietnam definitely triumph when it comes to when it comes to the experience factor. You have, as you mentioned, Perry, you have Rena 1 from the minor league of 6WC 2023. You have Nugas, Square Brackets, and Mindro Chino, all from the Vietnamese roster of 6WC 24. And overall, there is a lot of experience going into this team. But with that, we see our second ban in the Hard Rock 3 coming out from what I believe is Vietnam. And that is going to be interesting. It looks like both teams really don't want to play around with the Hard Rock. I would have assumed, maybe the Free Mod 2 ban would have suggested for Vietnam to go for a hidden 2 ban to sort of complement it. But then again, you look at their rosters, right? And you have Square Brackets, you have Square Brackets, and you have Renout 1 on the hidden, and you notice that they really aren't in any shortage. I think going into this matchup, Taiwan definitely need to navigate their fourth player syndrome on the mods, on a lot of the modded maps. But I mean, given how all of the Hard Rocks are out of the picture now, I think it's definitely going to be a lot easier for them to play around this apparent weakness when it comes to not having a wide enough a pool of players to play your different mod pools and whatnot. But with that, it looks like Vietnam is gonna kickstart the match with the first pick, and now we're just gonna wait to see what happens.
That's right. I feel like both teams do struggle more on the mods. I think Taiwan struggles more on the mods a bit more, especially Hard Rock, because I've noticed even in their strong free mod picks, they tend to have someone filling the Hard Rock instead of having a solid Hard Rock player. So that really does probably benefit Taiwan, despite that ban coming from Vietnam. I don't think they were planning to touch that Hard Rock either way.
I do, and especially on the side of Vietnam, right? You have Mindro Chino on Hard Rock, probably one of the best Hard Rock players currently in APC right now. So it's no surprise that really not interacting with the Hard Rocks, it seems to be their best bet. But we're actually going to kickstart this match off with a hidden pick coming from Team Vietnam. It's going to be Hidden 3, kicking start this match with a banger. It's going to be Energy Synergy Matrix.
Yeah, we see this map a lot in Journey Scene, from as both like a controlly pick and also as a DT. So this is definitely no stranger to anyone who's played tourneys for quite a while.
And of course, this map's entire shtick is that, of course, the AR 8.7 alongside all these controlly elements, these alt tech elements in the map, that these players will have to contest with. And I mean, it's a wispy, insane diff. So you already know that it's gonna really be putting some of that, not just your ability on hidden control, but your consistency on hidden control as well. And that I think is going to be the key going into this pick. This map is 3 minutes and 55 seconds long, a lot longer than a lot of people know because this is the extended version. So yeah, I think it's going into this map, the consistency is going to be the main deciding factor. Yeah, we're gonna be kick-starting this match, seeing our first lineups. It's gonna be Surprise, What the Hell, Xeria, Magician on the side of Taiwan, and then on the side of Vietnam, we're gonna have Abdullah, Zinx, Snugus, and Renawan. And with the good luck, have fun coming in chat, we should be off to the races very, very soon.
I do believe is more on the techie side of control things rather than ult, as the pool comments suggest. That this actually makes a lot more sense as Vietnam's pick, as they did, I believe, score really well on last week's No Mod 4.
And with all the players loaded in, let's see how Energy Synergy Matrix goes. I definitely think this is a pick that could go either way, but when you have players like Snugus and Rena1 who are just so well known for their hidden ability, is definitely going to be an uphill battle. But already, right off the bat, we're seeing some early misses coming in from, a few players here and there. Xeria, Magician, Ibgula, and Rena1 all finding early misses. And with Nugas to tie it up, it's gonna be a two-way FC to 1. But it's clear to see that really nobody is exercising any sort of control on the map, or any sort of comfort on the map, given how, Susrise and What the Hell being Taiwan's two FCs have just found misses as well. That is going to push the scoreline in favor of Team Vietnam. But with that miss from Zinx, it is going to tie it up a bit more. But overall, the combo lead still lies in the hands of Vietnam as we get into the more techie section of the map, the more finger control section of the map.
Yeah, we see two near full combos on the side of Vietnam with very little on Taiwan's side. You can kind of see that there's a lack of comfort with the AR 8.7. As we know, AR 8.7 does cause players some trouble in this age. Magnus drops, and that does move the lead back into Taiwan's favor with the score lead dropping bit by bit. Surprise and What the Hell, Magician, Xeria, all 4 players on Taiwan holding a recovery combo from the earlier breaks in the intro section.
Yep, that's right. Taiwan is on full throttle going into this more free combo section. I mean, no part of this map is really free, but the combos on the side of Taiwan are definitely getting more and more scary by the second, especially with that miss from Snugas. The score opens up for just that little bit as the players race towards the halfway point in the map. That scoreline is very slowly but surely inching towards the Taiwanese side, and everybody in the lobby is holding on to dear life, but Magician finds the miss, and the scoreline is gonna shift back, but so does Brenna and Flugas, which means that the lead is gonna stay on the left side of the board, and the scores open up. Both teams see what's happening. We are now comfortably in the second half of the map, only about a little more than a minute to go, and with the nerves at an all-time high, Team Vietnam are on the verge or are under the threat of having that first break point. Because Taiwan are not looking to go down without a fight. What the hell? Susrise and Xeria bringing the heat. But Xeria misses on absolutely nothing. But so does Abgula going into the KI, and we are in the final stretch. This triangular sliders come in. It is just Zinx on the side of Vietnam right now. Meanwhile, Susrise and What the Hell are just onslaught. The scoreboard has completely frozen, but it doesn't matter whatsoever. As Susrise, What the Hell, Susrise goes down, and now it's just What the Hell versus Zinx. And now the score just crashes. Boss chat. Oh my goodness. What is happening? I don't even know, but What the Hell, and Zinx falls, but Rena1 is still in the lobby, last quarter of the map. But the question is that gonna be enough? I don't know. We don't know what's happening on the ground right now. but it might just be enough. We just can't figure it out until we get the overlay back on. Last 8th of the map, we are really just in the dark as we move into this last stretch. The only light at the end of the tunnel was just Reno 1 600 combo and counting. But we really don't have any more map left, and it seems to be a 28k score difference between these two countries going into the last few seconds on the map. I do not think that Rena 1's combo is gonna be enough, and that is going to be a first point break point in favor of Taiwan.
Yeah, it's really tragic to lose your first point like that. They really did to put up a fight with Rena's finishing combo and substantial combos from Epgala and Zinx throughout the map. But those combined efforts from Taiwan was just too much for Vietnam to hold up by themselves, especially without the help of, with only the 3 players putting up substantial combos.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be a huge boost to the Taiwanese mental. I mean, being able to just narrowly steal that first point from your adversary at the very beginning of the map is something very, very valuable. And I think they'll definitely be looking to make full advantage of that moving forward into their next pick. I think if I were Team Taiwan, I would not be surprised at all to see a 3-2 pick. You know, really just get out your just get out that early protect, really put that score on the board moving forward, and just take that early lead.
Exactly, yeah. Solidify the first break point, just boost your confidence even more going into the rest of the match.
No.
And how is Taiwan's pick? What do you see them going into, Yami?
I mean, as I mentioned before, right, the 3-2 is definitely always there. I would also say that the hiddens are also will also be pretty interesting to pick into. You just want a hidden 3. That hidden pick seems like a no-brainer. Mainly eyeing that hidden 2 pick, but I do know that that is going to be a bit dicey, especially given how well-rounded the Vietnamese are on the hiddens. Other than that, really, all of the no-mods are up for contention. You just came out of winning a controlly HD3, so, you know, no-mod 3 makes a lot of sense, but we're actually not going to see any of that. We're going to go into the DP3. Definitely didn't expect this pick. What are the statistics looking like for this?
It's really interesting because, Vietnam is actually stronger than Taiwan as statistics imply. So via quals and round of 16, they did score higher on both of the DT maps, in quals and the DT map within round 16. So it's quite interesting actually to see this from Taiwan. Not sure what they're going for here.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how these players perform off this. You know, going into this map is definitely a very finger control heavy map. The map comes in at around 220 BPM, I believe. 220 BPM. And mainly it's going to be testing, you know, how consistent you are at hitting these, you know, hard diff patterns on GT. Really nothing too special about this map. This is a very well-known song as well. I mean, typically known in higher ranked regions as an alt map, but it's here as a GT, you know, finger control map. A lot of funky sliders, a lot of weird bus sliders, really reminiscent of your standard cookie cutter low SR GT3. But yeah, we're gonna start to see the players slowly funnel into the lobby, and it looks like we might even see a almost complete roster change on the side from Taiwan.
Yeah, going into a more tapping heavy versus the control pick earlier, it does make sense to switch up the roster quite a bit. We see Rickleo, MRTS, Aki, and Magician for Taiwan, Chino, Fungus, Xianvian, and Rena 1 for Vietnam. Vietnam seems to be holding on to Fungus and Rena 1 as their players from the last map.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense, right? Rena 1 speed player, Fnuga speed player as well. We're gonna see Chino and Jean probably in as, you know, their mechanics players. Chino as well, in particular, known for being very, very solid on both their aim and tapping mechanics. So yeah, good have fun coming in chat. on the side of Team Taiwan, we're gonna see MRSC, Richlu, and AFKII in for the roster. Almost full roster switch. Really, only Magician staying in for this map. But yeah, with that, we are back onto the action. Here we
Yeah, and
go.
you starting to see the singer control patterns coming in already just by the intro of the map. Both teams holding in strongly just for the intro though. We have no clue what's gonna happen. Magician comes with the first break, and as the first spring control session ends, everyone apart from Magician is holding.
Yeah, this not looking good to begin with. I think already the early athlete really favors the side of Team Vietnam. Nugas does find a miss, but the accuracy really is just playing in favor of Team Vietnam so well. I mean, we are a quarter through the map and we are already a 150k score lead. Taiwan is really just banking on that combo, and with that miss from Mr. MSC, it's really not looking good for them. Magician as well to bring it up, and AFK2 with another miss. I mean, it's just blow for blow going into this KI. Venom 1 might find a miss to soften the blow, but then again, you still have Chino and Zine holding that consistent FC. Meanwhile, Nugas with the very solid supporting combo, really just denying any sort of recovery that Taiwan is trying to amount. And already we're halfway through the map, and that's a 400k score difference from Vietnam.
Yeah, Magician just seems to cannot find his footing throughout this map. Rick Lee was trying his best to hold against Vietnam, but Chino's act is just gapping the rest of the lobby by quite a bit, 3% from any act from Taiwan. And going into the last third of the map is just 500k score difference. I think it might be secured by now.
Yeah, I really don't think there's anything that Taiwan can do, and with that miss from Rich Liu, I think it might be over. Last KI, Chino and Zine are still holding strong. I mean, this is just a masterclass performance from the both of them right now. Nugas as well, not too shy of the incredible scores that his teammates are putting out with that 700 combo. And really going into this last quarter, I mean, this is just incredible. And to think this was Taiwan's first pick.
Yeah.
Really makes you question what they were thinking going to this pick. I mean, this is a very decisive point on the side of Team Vietnam. Right after securing such a narrow victory on the hidden 3, just immediately giving that point back to Team Vietnam. Not quite what you'd like to see. But then again, the scoreline is tied back up 1-1.
Yeah, and the pick goes back to Vietnam after
I love
the
6
trade.
digits.
What, in terms of DTs?
Indeed.
Me when the DT is aim because aim consistency.
No. In terms of the picking for your opponent, bro.
Oh, but doesn't that happen everywhere?
No, it does not. That's a 6-digit thing.
Is it a 6-digit thing?
Yes,
I didn't know that. I picked my opponent before though. That was not good times. Anyways. Considering like the decisive nature of the previous pick, do you think Vietnam would I just lost it, I'm sorry.
Wait, hell, I have a reference chat. I have my stream. I have Perry's DMs open right now, and I just DM'd her saying how we have negative synergy.
And I just stopped talking.
How long have you been dating? Like 8 months. 8 months.
I think we had better comp synergy before we started dating.
Honestly, bro. Honestly, the small Tony shit.
It was small tourney, and then we had like SCT
Oh my
grants.
gosh. Wait. From here on, chat. From here on, Perry, you're only gonna refer to Magician as Mo Shujia. You got it?
Jia?
Got it?
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be called Mo Shujia from here on out.
Hi, Jerry.
Anyways, Chino goes in for the Hard Rock 1 pick, and I definitely think that this is a warranted pick. Chino, you know, being the Hard Rock demon that he is known for, obviously gonna be the star player on this map. I think this is also a very good pick, given how, as you mentioned before, Perry, really, Taiwan lacks Hard Rock players. I think overall, they always seem to just fall a bit short when it comes to that filling in that fourth player when it comes to the hard rocks. And even on, honestly, even on the free mods, a lot of the times they're just filling in, you know, their empty holes or just filling for that hard rock requirement. So clicking into this very evident hard rock weakness seems like a no-brainer.
You know, I said that, but then I realized they had the Hard Rock FC on Fremont 2 last week. So, me when I spread misinformation on the internet.
Oh my god, what are we doing, chat?
What are you doing?
Who's gonna tell Gamidi that I can't aim? Bro,
This is your slot.
I'm
like, I
getting
don't know
flamed! I'm getting flamed by my dude. I'm getting... Bro, this is your slot!
This is your slot.
This is Chino's slot. This is literally what he plays. You cannot be doing this to me. Bro, I'm actually getting bombarded, chat. This
You're
is not
getting.
funny.
Gabby comes back to 6 digit for a match and gets murdered.
Wait, unironically though, I need to come for higher rank range. That they don't know me for my war crimes and deranking. Wait, you're so for real. Anyways, coming back into the match, it looks like we're gonna see Abdullah coming in for the Vietnamese roster. Oh, thanks. Why, bro? Why are they talking that, bro? You know there is a Twitch chat, right? I can read the Twitch chat. You don't need to communicate from lobby chat. Tell us a bit about this map, Harry.
Oh, great. I will do that. Sorry. I do believe this is. What?
Sorry, what? Continue.
I do believe this is a really standard aim map. Harder ones do usually contain a bit of burst, and this one does as well, but less so than, you know, some harder ones I've seen recently in 6 digit.
Yeah, I mean there is a very good chunk of tapping as well. Really gonna put your OD10 ability to the test. But here we go, off to the races right now, and already we see an early miss from Dean, which is going to push the score slightly in favor of Taiwan, but nothing too crazy right now. MRSC does find a miss as well, which is just basically gonna tie it up, and we are comfortably into the burst.
Yeah, those misses won't matter too much, especially on a map like Hard Rock 1, where the general overall players are not as comfortable on. You know, as he said, this is Chino's map with 98% accuracy, literally gapping everyone else. Okay, never mind. MRS, Mr.
No combo, no combo. Oh, AFK, as we are talking, finds that unfortunate miss. Not quite what you want to see going into the KI, because now you usually want to sort of, you know, duke it out during the KI, but finding that miss right before, definitely not gonna be too good. But there is still 2 large combos on the side of Team Taiwan, but MRSC finds the miss, and but so does Chino, and that is gonna be a big hit. The highest accuracy on the side of Team Vietnam going down. It is going to limit their score by just a bit, but Taiwan definitely needs a lot more where that came from. Still 3 FCs to 2. Not to mention, not with the supporting combo that you'd like to see. But, oh my goodness, going right out of that KI. I mean, the 6-digit special missing on absolute air. Yin and Moshijia both trade blow for blow with their misses. And now, the FC is still in favor of Vietnam with a 2-1 lead. You know, Nugas and Abdullah versus Xaria, but Abdullah does go down, and now it's just Xaria versus Nugas. But the battle of the supporting combos are just being won by Team Vietnam right now.
Yeah.
Abdullah can continue to miss, but yeah.
Chino is just doing his job here.
No, he's not.
After that unfortunate miss. No, he is. After that unfortunate miss, he's just been pulling it back. And much better than the other players on Taiwan here. Supporting Nugas' combo significantly. And Korea goes down, and that might just be it for the first half of the map.
Yeah, I mean, that might just set the precedent for the rest of this map. I mean, Chino with that solid 400 combo with the 98% act to boot. And not even gonna mention, never mind, I probably shouldn't have mentioned Nugas' the FC, which he just unfortunately lost, but that distance is that's a very large distance to clear, and with that complete combo reset on the side of Team Taiwan, I mean, there is no combo on the board for them to bring this back. Once again, I mean, this is a very, very good pick for Team Vietnam. I mean, really, we went into this map expecting absolute dominance, and this is exactly what we're getting. Not just from, you know, the player that we predicted to do well, Chino, but the support just overall of Nugas with the FC, with the early lead, Z now with that very solid supporting combo, not to mention Abdullah as well, supporting Nugas at the very beginning of the map, and just
Oh,
overall Taiwan not being able to hold the combo that they needed to match up against the onslaught that is Team Vietnam on this map.
I love 6-digit hard rock abuse. As I said at the beginning of the match, when I was introducing these teams, having that hard rock comfort in this rank range is just so important for being a top team in these tourneys. And Vietnam just has that comfort, which they can definitely abuse against teams that lack a significant hard rock roster.
Yep, and they are doing just that. Going into the last segment of the map, Vietnam takes yet another decisive victory on this Hard Rock 1. And almost, you know, 370k lead. 360k lead on this Hard Rock 1. Very, very decisive and a very, very good pick from Team Vietnam. Taking the match 2-1 in favor of Vietnam.
Finally not picking for each other.
Yeah, I mean, looking to just secure that easy point on the board. But now the question is, what will Taiwan go for?
Say wouldn't it be likely for them to go into the lower AR picks now on? So looking into Fremont 2, Hidden 2, etc.
I feel like if I were playing for the Taiwanese side, I would honestly expect Vietnam to naturally pick these hiddens into me, and more in particular, I'm looking at that hidden 2 that I'm probably expecting them to bring, that I'm probably expecting them to pick. I don't really know, however, what else Taiwan could go for. I mean, they have just lost on the Harald 1, so, you know, all the aim picks are probably gonna look a bit dicey. If I had to guess, maybe just another control pick, honestly. They just won Hidden 3, they could go number 3, although, once again, when you're against such a scary roster like the Vietnamese roster, really, there are no easy picks.
I mean, yeah, statistically, they seem to be really well matched on most of the controlling picks, all and tech included. So, any pick right now seems a bit scary for them.
Yeah, but I think honestly their best bet might just be to go for the Fremont ones at this for the Fremonts at this point. I mean, they realistically have a maximum of what, 4 picks, and if both of your picks are gonna be a Fremont, this makes sense to go for it. But in fact, we see the No More 3 pick that I predicted all the way back for Taiwan's first pick finally coming out. It's gonna be Limit Tension by Senarin. This is a map that I'm really looking forward to see, I think, Perry. Alright, thank you, Perry, for that incredible commentary. Yep, this is a 120 BPM. This is a 120 BPM map. And it is very, very interesting for this SR. Never been pulled before in this tournament, in a tournament, full stop. And it is an amazing alt pick at this SR. A lot of weird control patterns, a lot of weird flow, as well as a lot of weird snap aim. Really, it's a extremely good test for the control players out there. I mean, any control player is gonna enjoy this map. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how these players perform. I mean, alt is not one of the more accessible. It's one of the less accessible skill sets. So I'm definitely gonna be looking out to see see who can shine on this kind of map.
Yeah, because of all being like a more inaccessible skill set in comparison to some of the mech skill sets, it's really going to come down to a lot of the experience that players have here in playing tourneys.
Yeah, that is true. These corny gimmicks are not something that many people train. But yeah, we saw Taiwan win on that Hidden 3 before, so this No More 3 should favor them. But you know, we roll back to that Hidden 3 pick. That was a measly, what, 20k score difference at the very end of the map. So definitely could swing either way. Taiwan are by no means anywhere safe on this point. So, yep, let's see how this plays out. Let's jump straight into the map.
The rosters on this map seem to be pretty similar from the Hard Rock one earlier. You can already see low BPM patterns at the beginning of this map begin to catch people out like Reina 1. Control aspects seem pretty clear.
Another early miss for Zian as well as Chino. And already we're seeing perhaps a greater level of comfort on the side of Team Taiwan so early on, and we get into the KI. This KI is incredibly brutal with very difficult and very challenging start and stop patterns with weird angles. Misses coming in from Exeria, Magician, and Chino, not to mention Rena 1 as well. Now it's a 2-way FC to 1. Zing's the only one on the side of Team Vietnam holding on to the FC, and with Zing's finding that miss, it is just Kuri and Susprises Palace the sit in. Moving in to the second half of the KI, moving to the very end of the KI completely unscathed. And now that is a substantial lead on this map. Surprise, missing on absolutely nothing, but Corey still there to back them up. Not to mention Exeria and Magician doing a very, very good job with that recovery combo. And Rena 1, I mean, just not finding a miss here and there. Really not looking good for them. Really, Zine is the only one that can put a key to what Corey is just having, and Zeria and Magician are just completely gapping Zine right now. Next KI comes in and Zine immediately finds the miss. So does Rena 1 and Chino. And I mean, it is just over. This is an incredible pick. This is a way better pick than we thought.
I'm thinking that Control will be more closely contested with these two teams, but it looks like Taiwan has just pulled it out of the bag completely unexpectedly.
What is Corey doing? I mean, 99%? Is this 6 digit? Is this 6 digit? Am I seeing this? I mean, they're going to
this kind of score, yeah, from any 6 digit, apart from, like, you know, maybe players on the Philippines team, but still,
they're going to the last quarter of the map in such confident form. I mean, last quarter of the map, and they are just going ham. I mean, now the question is not whether they'll get the point, it's how far can Corey take it. 99.11% act.
No
Surprise
way, right?
as well would have been with them with the FC had they not missed at that unlucky point in the downtime. But Corey hitting all of these linear patterns. What is that? What are they doing?
No way, right?
Going ham. Are they gonna hold this out with an FC? There is no way. There is no way. Corey with that FC on no more 3. What do you even do? And that is a 99.23% ag FC. No, what a performance. He might just be him, chat.
Holy shit.
Oh my goodness.
Such a good pick that we didn't anticipate from Taiwan.
And Kino's reaction sums it up pretty well. What?
Can we get what the hell back in? Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. What a masterclass from Kiori. And it looks like we're gonna get into our second ban phase. I didn't forget it this time. And it is going to be Vietnam's ban.
What do you think Vietnam's gonna ban in this ban stage?
Why don't you tell me?
Perhaps I'm not quite sure. But probably looking towards that. Maybe that No Watch 4, considering their loss on the Techie Hidden 3 earlier. Perhaps the free mod one, if we're gonna really take it a bit farther.
I think looking at the control picks left, you have your free mod 1 and you have your no mod 4. I think it's gonna have to be one or the other. And on the side of Team Taiwan, definitely I think the DT ban is gonna come out. They got completely decimated on the DT3, and I would not be surprised if they want to just eliminate that DT right there. But Team Vietnam actually goes to no more one ban. That is interesting to say the very least.
I do believe Taiwan top scored the Nomad 1 in quals.
Yeah, I mean they did, but then again, it is a very coin flippy pick. But perhaps Vietnam is feeling confident on the Fremont 1 and Nomad 4. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were. So yeah, not too out of the blue for this Nomad 1 ban from Vietnam. I do know that Chino probably also hates playing consistency, so he was probably the one who ordered that for that ban. But meanwhile, yeah, Taiwan, I think their best ban here is going to be DT2. I think any other ban will be a mispick, because this DT2 will probably be just heavily favor Team Vietnam. Just not just from a combo or a not just from a combo or like a RNG aspect of the map. Really, just the overall comfort on speed is just heavily in favor of Team Vietnam, especially given how DT2 is such a difficult map. I think it definitely favors the team that's just overall more consistent and stronger on the DT.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this DT2 is not easy, even for players who tend to do well on DT.
I can't play it.
I can't play it, and I'm like decent at DT, I'd say, even in its rank range. It's speed, but then again, they just throw some like random controlling aspects in there. It's crazy. I don't know how to describe this DT2. It's like actual speed in comparison to 6-digit speed.
It's like what if we had finger control, right? But we also had speed. But wait, there's also reading. Wallahi, a DT1 ban. Okay. Taiwan really playing a bit aggressive, leaving that DT2 open. I'm not the most sure about this pick, to say the least. Once again, both teams going in for the RNG bans, which I'm not too for it. But I mean, whatever it is, they probably know their team the best. Perhaps Taiwan knows what they're capable of. So
seeing both teams ban something of like the similar like skill set pool is actually kind of interesting. Especially as like earlier we also saw that with the first bans in Hard Rock 2 and Hard Rock 3.
Yeah, I realized that I was talking to myself because my mic got muted. This is
I figured.
Chat. Alright, now the pick is back into the hands of Team Vietnam, and I think that the DT2 pick is a no-brainer here. You decimated DT3, DT2 is the obvious pick.
Go.
Surely the trap card is here though. This is the trap card. Taiwan is just secretly, mega mind gaming.
Yeah, I mean, they already clipped you saying, "Is this 6-digit?"
Is this 6-digit? Oh man. Oh man. I can't wait to say that during the actual 6WC with like IDEX and GKS being a 6.5 star number 1. Thank you, IDEX.
Thank you, IDEX. You know what I did my 6WC SR survey? I just purposely did not talk to IDEX. Because I was like, this guy's gonna tell me 6.5 star as the
You talk to the Canadians?
I did not talk to the Canadians.
Wait, what is your pool size when it comes to your?
I talked to most of the Europeans and like some of the like Domi and some of the other Philippines.
Wrong. You need to talk to the Americans.
I haven't talked to the Americans.
Different views. They have very different views.
Look,
I'm sorry. Did Team Vietnam just pick Prima 1? What are we doing, chat? What are we doing?
Either we're really bad at predicting their picks, or they.
What are we doing, chat? What are we doing?
Korea is not a 6-digit for that. No one.
Wait, we gotta sing a lot.
No, I'm not singing.
And we lost 10 viewers. Thank you so much for watching.
Chat.
Yeah.
Alright.
Would you like to tell us a bit about Cubism?
No.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 6 APC. Only the peak commentary where our commentators are definitely ready. Bro, I swear to God, my grand finals commentary is this shit. I'm actually gonna FF.
Do you want to talk about this map?
Thank God this shit. Thank God this shit is unbad. This Cubibibism is a light tech map. 185 BPM, the first good free mod one that we've had this entire tournament. Thank you to me, because I suggested this.
The map that was in free mod one before this. I don't remember this map though.
Wait, what was the map that came in before?
You missed one
was
B,
like-
thank you.
It was so bad for Hard Rock that like Inya and I played it and we were like, no.
Wait, what map was it?
I forgot what it was, but it was bad. I remember how it looked like though. It was like really techy. Mirage had a light tech. It was not light tech.
Oh,
Like you know,
6WC23, 6WC23
Yeah, that one.
light tech incident. Me
That
my
one.
reaction
I
to
would-
light tech. Oh wait,
It's
I
not like
realized
that.
nobody in chat is gonna understand that reference, except for like maybe wooden pickaxe. Anyways, Cubibibism is sort of light techy. The sliders in this map get pretty hectic. So it really threads the fine line between light tech and actual genuine slider tech. But overall, it is going to be putting your modded consistency to the test. The reading element on hidden isn't too intensive, although it still is there, and the difficulty on hard rock is just apparent regardless. So yeah, let's jump straight into this map. Name dropping like it's nothing. Look, you're the only oldie in chat, alright? You're the only one who understands 6WC 2033 light tech incident.
Wait,
Alright guys, what are we doing? First two
Okay.
early misses from Vietnam. What are we doing, chat? What are we doing?
We have Xeria on Nomad. Let's see, on Hard Rock, Surprise and Magician both on the hidden. Reno one Abdullah both on the hidden, and Zine for the Nomad. Chino on the Hard Rock as you expect.
Yeah. Some early misses from MRSC and Rena 1. Gonna keep the scoreline rather competitive for now. The accuracies on the side of Team Vietnam are definitely what's keeping them in the game. Especially with Chino's very solid 93% act, beating out MRSC's 88. But we're gonna get into the slow build-up section. Really, when this map picks up the pace, it definitely picks up its pace.
Yeah, we're looking at the pre-course right now. Looking quite competitive, honestly. 3-3 FCs on both sides.
Yep. But we're getting into the build-up, and very shortly, the very iconic melody of Cubibibism is gonna begin, and we are full thrust into the KI. This is where we start to expect the misses, the repeating sliders come in, and Magician is gonna be the first one to fall, but so does Zine with being the no more anchor. Vietnam loses that anchor, but so does Azaria. And now Abdullah and Maestro Chino giving them a run for their money. Never mind, Chino falls, and it's just gonna be Abdullah versus Surprise. But the accuracy is just that much stronger from Abdullah. But then again, the supporting combo, MRSC, a looming presence for the side of Taiwan. Being matched up by Rena 1 right now, and we get into a slow nerve building section. 60k score difference between these two teams. It is still anyone's game going to this last of the map.
It is so close right now. Basically neck and neck on combos.
Yep, we're getting into the tapping section of the map. Zine finds a miss, so does Chino. Everyone on Taiwan holding on to their combos, and that's what they need to bring the score over. And it is in fact moving over. 30k score difference. Abdullah and Rena 1 versus Surprise and MRSC. Battle of the combos. Who's gonna show up on top? The score shifts over to the left side, but Magician finds that miss. We go into the tapping section, and it looks like we're going straight into the hardstyle section. Rena 1 falls. So does MRSC. Abdullah and Surprise still going hit to hit. Azaria with the very solid supporting combo coming in at 500 is going to keep the scoreline lead in favor of Team Taiwan. But Surprise finds the miss, but so does Abdullah. It is so close, and at the very end, when the dust settles, Azaria is going to continue to hold. As we move into the last quarter of the map, I do not think that there is any chance left for the Vietnamese. And the Taiwan is going to run to the very end with yet another break point.
Oh,
What are we doing, chat? What are we doing?
I don't think we're bad at predicting picks, Yami. I think.
Alright, please. I just need them to open up the stream. I will tell you what to pick so you don't lose. Alright, Chino, this is not... You captained it before. Oh my goodness, that was just such an overall good performance from Team Taiwan. I mean, surprised with your consistent score, right? But you have Azaria at the very end to close it out with that no more anchor. You have Magician and MRSC, very consistent on your hard rock and your hidden. Just overall, the team score and the teamwork from Taiwan just overpower anything that Vietnam had anything that Vietnam had to show.
I mean, it was neck and neck right until the last few moments of the map, honestly. So you can't really blame them. Both teams put up really good performances. It was just that last combo from Xavier that made the difference.
But now the scoreline is now 3-2. But knowing Taiwan, you know, they're probably gonna pick like a hidden, and then Vietnam is gonna reveal that they're actually the gods at hidden, and then they're gonna fuck them alive on hidden. So I think the smart pick here, if you're on Taiwan, I think is to just go for the free mod 2. You just came out of free mod 1, you're feeling consistent on your mod. Just jump straight into free mod 2, get the free points on the board, get the momentum going. That's what these teams need to do. Because right now we're just seeing back and forth picks coming in. So these teams really want to start to, you know, get that snowball effect going.
I guess some actual momentum going within this match. We've just seen back and forth within the first bit of this match. 3-2 right now. And Hidden 2 comes through from Taiwan. We've been predicting for the entirety of this match.
Oh
We've been gassing up their low AR players.
Honestly, I've been gassing up their low AR players, but at the same time, I'm also gassing up the Vietnamese low AR players even more. Surprise has been doing very well on the hiddens, which makes me believe that's why they want to go for this pick. Not to mention Magician or Moshujia, just overall being very solid on hidden in general. But of course, the star player on the side of Team Taiwan, who we're looking out for, is gonna be, you know, the one, the only, what the hell. But on the side of Team Vietnam, I mean, they are no stranger to low AR whatsoever. You have, you know, Rena 1. We're probably gonna see Square Brackets make their in-match debut on this map as well. So
yeah, it's not like Vietnam is bad at low AR. They do decent with it in Hidden 2 within quals, getting a solid 1.7 mil. So it's not like this is done and dusted from the moment this was picked.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting. This is going to be a pretty contested map if I do say so myself. And of course, this is a pretty pivotal point in the match. I think if Taiwan emerges victorious on this map, they not only have a 2-point lead against Vietnam, but they also have their protect still in the game. So I think this is going to be a very important point for Taiwan. Given how it is their pick, they're probably looking to just get that solid score lead above Vietnam going into the comfortable, you know, mid late game of this match. But the good luck, have fun are coming in chat, and we should be off the races very soon.
Yeah. This Hidden 2 is like high BPM aim reading. Still consists of reading elements, but notably more aimy than some hidden. Actually, no, it's fucking 6-digit.
I mean, there is a pretty significant aim element in this map. I think there are also some, you know, flow aim / all borderline all elements in this map. The reading isn't too intense, but it's definitely sort of prominent. You will feel it if you're weak on low AR. Right off the bat, we see some early misses from all across the board, honestly. But that scoreline is still gonna remain, but it's looking very, very precarious to say the least.
I mean, we're at the beginning of the map, so the scoreline being like this is not exactly unexpected. Obviously, some players coming through with less comfort on the AR8 hidden, being a more inaccessible skill set in comparison to the more mechanics maps.
Yeah, that's right. Nuga's
What
gonna
the
be
hell?
finding a miss, and we are getting off the ground with the combos. Surprise does find a miss as well, but so does Nugas and Sinks. Moshijia, Rich Liu, and what the hell, giving Vietnam a run for their money. Rena finds that miss as well, and Abdullah is gonna be the only one to hold for the side of Team Vietnam. Going into the second quarter of the map, Taiwan are looking very, very poised to take this point right here, right now.
Yeah, what the hell going through the performance that we expected him to come through with 98% accuracy. We're looking very, very comfortable on this hidden 2. Vietnam with very little combo in comparison to Taiwan. Looking like a very good pick for them.
Well, that's it. Surprise, Rich Liu, and Moshijia both did find a miss, but so did Vietnam. So did Vietnam's FC and Abdullah. So really, it is just what the hell's playground. Last quarter of the map, and it's already a 200k score difference. I mean, what the hell is just doing their thing? Going into the last quarter of the map, what can you even do? Nugas trying their best with that 95% 300 combo, but nothing you can do against the demon that is what the hell on low AR. Really just showing the world why they are the low AR specialist, the premier low AR player for this Taiwanese roster. Going into the last few seconds of the map, and what the hell, gonna close this match out with an FC. And I mean, that name sums it up very well. What the hell do you even do?
Yeah. Oh, nearing 1-0 with that score, which is pretty crazy. What the hell, as Christina says in chat. That was, as I predicted earlier, this pick was one of Taiwan's safest picks within this match, and they're looking to secure that right now. 2 points up from Vietnam. They still have the protect intact.
That's right, and that is going to be absolutely crucial to being able to secure this match, I think. Situation's looking really dire for Vietnam right now. But they have their protect in the board, and they are gonna go for it. Look, we're gonna see the orbit.
To be honest, this Nomad 5 protect pick seems a bit scarier after that Nomad 3 performance.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, especially from Surprise and Curry with the really, really honestly insane Nomad 3 performances earlier. This rhythmy aim control pick just seems all that much less safe than it did at the beginning of the match.
Yeah, and it's really not what you want to see, especially coming from a protect as well. Usually protects are gonna be stuff that you can guarantee points on, and the thing is, you can't really guarantee that on the map like this. I think the players to look out for definitely gonna be Kuri and maybe Surprise if you see them coming to the lobby for the side of Team Taiwan, and of course Abdullah has been popping off this entire match for the Vietnamese roster, so they're definitely going to be the player to look out for on their end.
Yeah, Curry's in the roster for Taiwan. Rick Liu, Xaria, Magician, all performing really well on the control picks earlier in Hidden 3 and Nomad 3. Makes sense for them to be in for this. The Orbit is, I believe, quite well known. I believe it was an OWC custom a couple years ago. Could be wrong.
Yep, no, it was. It is another whiskey insane diff, so control is gonna be the name of the game. Overall, you know, very rhythmically dense, as well as containing a lot of flow aim. It is rather similar in essence to the Nomad 3, but there is a lot more emphasis on your flow aim and rhythm control over, you know, just general alt skills, being able to hit your weird angles for fast aim than the Nomad 3 that we saw before.
Yeah. Much more finger controlly as well than Nomad 3.
Terry, do you know how to read Trad Chinese? You know how to read Fan Zi?
Kinda, what's up?
Bro, I need to know what they're saying in chat.
Oh, okay.
Are they all
let me read
glazing
this.
motions, yeah?
I don't think so. I think they're saying
Something 姐姐.
I think they're basically saying like my goat.
Oh, Shanyang is good. Wait, it all makes sense now. That's so real. Sorry guys, failed Chinese. Anyways, we're in the G orbit and you already see a lot of these finger control patterns start to come in. It's all about the doubles, it's all about these triples, and it's all about this very, very densely patterned, all these densely patterned circles. Right now we see an early miss coming in from Moshijia and Sing, but some misses as well from Kuri and Rena. Richelieu and Azaria versus Abdullah and Nugas now going into the second quarter of the map. This is a very, very short map, so any sort of combo is going to be significant.
Yeah, looking at 2-2 FCs about a quarter of the way through the map. Vietnam does seem to have a bit of an athlete here.
Yeah,
leading them to take the lead in
is
this.
It's so
close,
volatile.
yeah.
It's just so volatile going into almost the halfway section of the map. Abdullah and Nugas versus still Moshijia and Richelieu. Really, it is neck and neck between these two teams. A battle of the sporting combos, of which currently Taiwan has more of. But back and switch at any moment. Any miss from any one of these players are going to cause a shift in the score lead. And we're in the last of the map. The window of opportunity is getting smaller and smaller as we speak. Nugas finds a miss, and that is gonna be huge on the side of Team Vietnam, as Taiwan are now going to be very, very poised to take this lead. Richelieu does find a miss, and that is good progress, but they need more from where that came from, and that miss from Rena Watt is not doing them any favors whatsoever. And really, as we get to the last fourth of the map, Kuri finds that miss as well. Abdullah sings. Both of them are trying their absolute best, but just getting cancelled out by Magician and Azaria. Not much of the map left, and with a 50k score lead, despite their best efforts, it looks like Vietnam will be going down on their own protect. Taiwan now taking the match to match point with their own protect still in hand.
It's just such a scary map to lose. Taiwan match point, Fremont 2 being the safest pick they have in this pool by far. I was going to question at the beginning why Vietnam didn't go for the DT2.
Yeah, that's right. Honestly, I think that DT2 pick would have made a lot of sense, but with the current score lead, I mean, Vietnam wouldn't even have a chance to pick it. Because Taiwan's just gonna go for the Fremont 2 here.
I mean, that's a no-brainer, no? They're a match point, they have a safe pick.
This is their best map. This is what they're known for.
Exactly! They can close it out.
What they're known for.
Just like that. Chat, what are you guys saying? I'm sorry.
Why
Both of us fail Chinese.
Moshijia, Kuri, 我有 sing, bro. I don't read Fanti, bro. Have you also? I'm banning all the Fanti MF. Imagine they don't pick Fremont 2. Honestly, with how this match has been going, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I might look. Call me a bad calm. I am hard judging these teams right now. Like, what are we doing, chat? What are we doing?
That's one!
Why?
Bro.
No. What I want to know is, why are they taking so long to make this pick? What are they thinking about?
They're probably yapping about something unrelated to the pick. Like, knowing teams, I would do that.
What are they gonna have for lunch after this?
There you go.
Wow, surprising absolutely no one. We go for the Fremont 2.
Low key, I was like,
wait.
looking at his to throw.
Did they just find my Chinese? Gami. That is crazy.
I'm like,
Gami.
bro, look, both of us like, both of us are Chinese, but we both fail Chinese.
No, I
So,
did not fail Chinese.
yeah, no, no.
And I passed.
Okay, both of us barely passed Chinese.
Yeah, alright. But so that's why during our China A versus B match, we'll be commentating in exclusively Chinese, and we'll exclusively be referring to ACT as AAC. Wait, fuck, ACC, as all the Chinese comms do.
We're gonna get like a local stream on Bilibili, except we're gonna this will just be like prime clipping ground for us failing to speak in Chinese.
This is not. We are not the Chinese Masters 9000.
I did this once, you know. I did a Kanto com.
Oh no, I remember.
That
You
would-
did Vincent, right?
I did it, yeah. It went really badly.
Yep. It happens. That's how the Russians feel commentating in English. Anyways, it's gonna be Silver Forest Phantom Brigade, our Toho tags of the pool. This is your, bread and butter old map 3 mod 2. Really a lot of, linear aim, wide angle patterns, very tightly packed patterns as well. BPM wise, 168 BPM, nothing really too out of the ordinary. Gonna be putting your overall anti-melt consistency to the test. Of course, that being the low AR on the hidden, the precision on the hard rock.
Do you think you're gonna see an easy here?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if what the hell goes for an easy. Could
No,
make a
I
lot
mean
of sense.
Rick Leo FC'd with easy the free mod 1 in quals.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we might see honestly like a Viclio easy, what the hell hidden, and MRST hard drop, and then surprise
Surprise,
mod.
yeah.
That could be something to play around with. But we're not gonna see Chino in for free mod 2, which is a bit interesting.
What? Anyways, I think probably Abdullah on the hidden for Vietnam. Looking at their performances from earlier, that would make sense.
It looks like Team Vietnam, however, are gonna look to use their timeout. How long is the timeout, Perry?
Like 2-3 minutes ish. Definitely not 5 minutes. If it's 5 minutes, I'm actually gonna stab someone.
Rowan, he wrote the blue song.
2 minutes is 2 minutes.
This is great.
It's so, how are you doing today?
Terrible. I have to commentate.
I'm gonna stab. No, I'm not gonna stab. No, I'm not stabbing Mirage. I can't stab Mirage. That's not.
You don't
like,
even know
fair.
if Mirage pulled it. It could have been
Oh.
Inya for all we know.
I'm not
It was
stabbing
probably
Inya either.
It was probably Inya for all we know.
I'm not stabbing Inya. Inya
I am.
has enough health issues to deal with.
Yo, bro. Whoa.
Are you really paying for the hospital bill?
Whoa, we're still on this narrative.
Apparently so.
Inya, my favorite sister. Why you not in for this remote too, bro?
Yeah. Why are you not in? You should be here. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, my favorite 5WC player. How's 5WC going?
Hi, my favorite 5WC Major League player.
I'm pretty sure I commentated Jerry's 5WC match actually.
How was it?
We don't talk about it.
You're not winning.
Anyways, it looks like we're back in the lobby. The good luck, have fun to coming in chat, and from here on out, Vietnam is put in a very, very difficult position. I think regardless of which way you splice it, it's gonna be an uphill battle. But it does look like we are gonna see we are gonna see an easy coming out from Rich Liu. So you are right, Perry.
Yippee!
Yeah, that's right. And it looks like the rest of the predictions are relatively standard. You have Abdullah on the hidden alongside Rena 1, gonna be the hard rock for Zine. And meanwhile, while I'm talking, we see some early misses coming in from Sus Price and Rich Liu. But meanwhile, it is still 2 FCs to 3. The accuracy is, just slightly favoring Team Taiwan just a little bit. Remind us what the easy multi is, Perry.
Easy multi is 2 times. If it isn't, then I'm also gonna stab someone.
That's right.
I don't know.
So currently with the current score, Taiwan is holding a narrow lead. That miss from MRSC and Rena 1 is going to make things more interesting. But for now, Nugas and Abdullah are doing a very good job holding on to their FC Zine, basically mashing any sort of supporting combo that Taiwan is looking to hold on to. And moving forward, I mean, we are going into the second quarter of the map.
And Abdullah goes down, but Furukas is still there. Furukas and Zine.
No!
That's gonna pull the lead securely back into Taiwan, especially with the easy multi now covering the score difference between the two teams.
Yeah, and right now MRSC is completely beating out what Rena 1 has to offer in terms of the support. What the hell does find a miss, which is going to make this battle between Rich Liu and Zine VN. But against a player as scary as Rich Liu on the easy, I mean, this is not the 1v1 that you want to take really. Currently, that score difference is about 100k in the favor of Team Taiwan. Just off the bat of that easy multi. MRSC does find a miss though, and that is going to be significant. Abdullah finds the miss, and so does Rich Liu. Now the opportunity is in for Zine VN to make this comeback. It looks like he'll be able to do it. That scoreline has now shifted over to the Vietnamese side, but Abdullah goes down. And really, it is just anyone's game going to the last third. Zine VN is playing the hardest version of the map on Hard Rock and finally goes down. But Rena 1 right behind them for the recovery, for the supporting combo. And that is still a 50k score difference on the side of Team Vietnam last quarter of the map. The window of opportunity is getting slimmer and slimmer, but Vietnam are nowhere in the blue. Nowhere in the clear just yet. Rena 1 and Flugas need to hold on till the very end. But it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, it's not gonna be over yet. Team Vietnam hold the protect of Taiwan. I mean, what are we even doing here, ladies and gentlemen? An absolute miracle pick. An absolute miracle performance on the side of Team Vietnam. They are not going down without a fight. And they emerge victorious on the free mod 2.
Holy shit.
Holy! So now they pick DT2. Please, it is so free. Please, it is so free. It is so free. Come on, guys. Oh my goodness. These scores on the side of Team Vietnam were just so incredible. Rena 1 finally shining bright with that hidden carry on Vietnam as well. It looks like that timeout really played in favor of them. Zine VN as well, playing the hard rock, popping the fuck off of that 443k score. These two scores really just held it together. Nugas and Abdullah, of course, with that consistent supporting combo as well. Just overall, the teamwork from Team Vietnam is just incredible. And now here's where the match gets interesting.
Pick DT2.
They are not picking DT2. They're gonna pick Hidden One. they're gonna fucking pick. No, they're gonna pick Lionheart. Wait, watch this, chat.
Watch this.
I'm calling. We're not even. We're like the logical pick. The logical protect is DT. The logical pick here is DT2, but the aura pick here is No Mod 2.
No. Okay, here's the thing. Will you sing along to No Mod 2?
What?
Are you gonna sing to No Mod 2?
Look, alright, No Mod 2 is the most exciting map in the pool. I cannot be losing out. This is the most exciting map to come. No, in fact, like No Mod 4 and No Mod 2 are like the two most exciting maps to come in this pool, and they still haven't gotten picked.
So you want... Okay, I see how this is.
Honestly, with all the picks left, they're all very, very good maps. I think these are some of the best maps that we have in the pool. We finally see the fabled, the anticipated DT2 pick coming out as Vietnam's last pick. And I mean, it's better late than never, really. This DT2 blends in speed, it blends in high BPM with finger control alongside a very demanding reading aspect. A lot of something that people don't normally notice is that a big part of finger control is reading and being able to process the pattern and being able to translate that pattern into your tapping is something that people normally don't look at. But with this map in particular, given how it's AR 7.5, it is just, you know, AR believe 9 point, 9
AR9.
point.
AR9.
Oh, it's AR9. It's AR9 with DT, and that lower AR coupled alongside, you know, these very weird overlap patterns with doubles into buzz sliders that are just littered throughout the map will definitely trip some players up if you're not ready for it. So yeah, this pick is definitely going to be an interesting one, but given how Vietnam was so dominant in that DT3, this DT2 pick seems like a no-brainer, and they should be guaranteed a point here.
Okay, never mind, I lied. AR 7.5 on DT is AR 9.3, still lower than your typical AR 9.7 that you see in 600, mostly on DT2s and DT3s.
Yep. Astute observation, wooden pickaxe. This is from 6WC 2033, not the first map that we've had from 6WC 2033, I think. I can't quite put down my... Can't put my finger down on what exactly the other map was, but... yeah. What is Jerry doing in chat? Please do not twist your nuts. Thank you. It's not that deep. Anyways, going into this map, we are gonna see Chino coming back into the lobby, but we're also gonna see Kuri and AFK II for the Taiwanese roster coming in. Will I have fun?
It is a very similar roster to their DT3, which makes complete sense considering the similar nature of the maps.
Yep, this map is I believe. Wait, oh okay, there we go. This map is, I believe, 233 BPM. So a bit higher than what we saw from DT2, which was around, you know, 220.
Same
but
thing.
Then again, it's still gonna be a high BPM test to say the very least. And we are off the races. Immediately, this map comes at you with very, very demanding doubles, very, very demanding overlaps as well. We see some early misses coming in from the Taiwanese side. Rich Liu and AFK gonna be the first ones to fall. But Vietnam are still gonna hold strong with better accuracy as we saw from the DT3.
That's right, and I'm still holding 4-way right now in comparison to the two FCs on the side of Taiwan into this first quarter of the map. First key eye coming through. You see these finger control, these speed patterns are so hard to hold on to, and they're holding on all together, all four of them. Mr. SC, only one to hold on to the FC through this first key eye from Taiwan, while Vietnam holding on to 3 of their FCs. And we're only in the first half of the map, and we already see like almost 600k score difference.
Yeah, I mean, this just goes to show why this pick is so heavily favored on the side. Vietnam MRSC goes down. Renner 1 finds that miss as well, but Zinx and Chino are just going ham on this map. 96% act from Chino is definitely no easy feat. Kuri finds the miss. Rich Liu and AFK II are the only ones left, the only combos left on the side of Team Taiwan. And we get to the hardest section of the map, just misses all across the board. Rich Liu gonna be the only one looking to hold right out of that KI section, but it does not matter whatsoever. Team Vietnam are gonna be taking that 3 point on DT2, and the question is, where was this pick like 30 picks before, my guy?
Bro, I had the same question. I was like, convincing fake, but where the fuck was this before? Either way, impressive scores from Rich Liu, Zinx, and Chino and Rena. All passing that 600k threshold, which is really, really difficult on this kind of map. Those key eyes spike so hard.
Yeah, 100%. And overall, throughout, even in the off KS, this map is incredibly brutal.
This map, it feels like higher AR than it actually is, just because of the reading element.
Yep. But, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, in a flash, what was a 5-2 lead in favor of Team Taiwan has now become a 5-4 board state. Which means that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going into our final pick of the match. This is where things get interesting. What will Team Taiwan go for here? I think, regardless of what they pick, it's going to be contested. You pick No Mod 2, Vietnam has, of course, coming out of that tapping pick, they have the tapping. No Mod 4 as well, 200 BPM, you know, speed tech. It is still pretty tapping focused. Sort of favors Vietnam. Your hidden picks, you want every single hidden pick. Realistically, if you want to go for the safest pick, it's gonna be Meatball Submarine.
Yeah, all 3 picks seem to be so dicey in here, favored for absolutely no one. Hidden One, as you said, is probably the safest pick we see here, just because of that historical record on hiddens for Taiwan. And they're calling their timeout right now. Fair enough, last pick.
Yeah, they have to do it. Really, this is the end game of the match. The fate of these teams completely lie on the outcome of this singular map. Right now, Taiwan, they definitely just want to end it off right now. But given how they just lost 2 points in a row, the momentum is definitely in favor of Team Vietnam, especially coming from a victory on their opponents, on their opponents' protect, and not just any protect. Taiwan's protect on free mod 2. And Taiwan's free mod 2 is probably one of the best in the tournament, full stop. So coming out of that victory, it's definitely going to be a huge boost to the Vietnamese mental. Of course, another decisive victory from DT2 as well. This just seems like Vietnam's map to win, but you need to be as careful as possible because, that hidden one pick that we're probably going to expect from Taiwan could just be anyone's game. Aim is a skill set that both of these teams are very, very strong on. They're very, very consistent on. And it can swing either way. Vietnam has just won the Hard Rock 1. Vietnam has won the Hard Rock 1. So, in essence, the aim does favor them. But Taiwan winning on the Hidden 2 and the Hidden 3, the Hidden favors Taiwan. So, going into the Hidden 1, even this one map is very, very contested in a multifaceted way. Really is just anyone's game. And now we're just waiting to see what these two teams can do.
And this Hidden 1 utilizes Hidden so well. Anyone who's played this map just knows how it feels like you're playing really well and then suddenly you just miss out of absolutely nowhere, as Hidden does to you.
And this map is very unforgiving in its aim. It is your cookie cutter awkward aim map. Map by Jackie for Small 21.
If anyone remembers that. Does anyone remember that?
I'm sure Fnugas. I'm pretty sure Fnugas played in Small 1.
That's
so
true.
They ran out 1 actually. But no!
No!
You see no more 4!
What
are we doing?
In this match, we have absolutely no clue what teams are going for in any situation. This being one of the situations here, I guess. No mod 4 being a speed tech map, if I'm correct.
Yep, 210 BPM.
Quite interesting coming out of that DT2, I'll be honest.
Oh man, I really don't know about this, Barry. I really don't know about this.
This could, honestly, I'm not sure which way they'll go. The map is quite short, not even hitting 2 minutes.
Yeah, this map is really short, and it comes in at 210 BPM. 210 BPM, Vietnam, DT3 was 220 BPM, DT2 was 230 BPM. This map comes in at 210 BPM. This is their comfort BPM. This is where their comfort lies.
You still have to account for that, the fact that it is tech. It has its fair share of sliders. It has its fair share of controlling patterns that Taiwan has performed well on previously.
Yeah, but even so, even if they show prowess on the sliders, you think your Hidden 3 and your Free Mod 1 in map, they won Hidden 3, they lost Free Mod 1, right? Did they lose? No, they didn't lose. Fuck. They won Hidden 3 and they won Free Mod 1. The Free Mod 1 pick, even though it was very decisive in favor of Taiwan, the Hidden 3 pick was still a toss-up matchup. Of course, both maps are different in terms of their BPM, and they're different from this map as well in terms of BPM and their tapping prowess. But honestly, I think that any sort of map that leans slightly towards tapping is definitely going to favor Vietnam. So, going into this last No Mod 4 pick, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end game. This is war. At the end of this No Mod 4, we will either see a tiebreaker or we will see Taiwan walk away with this victory.
Holy shit. We really are at the end of this map right now. This No Mod 4, honestly, despite us saying that Vietnam does have the BPM comfort here, being a tapping segment does mean that tapping is not as prominent, which means it still could go either way.
Yeah. Good have fun coming in chat. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be your final pick of this match. This has been such a contested matchup. Back and forth, just picking for your opponent, picking the break points left, right, center. Taiwan holding that early lead with that 5-2. Vietnam managing to claw their way through their opponent's protect, through their very own pick. And it all comes down to this No Mod 4 right now. At the end of these 2 minutes, either we have a winner or we will be going to quantum entanglement. So ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and let's see what is about to unfold.
Okay, I thought you leaked the TV there for a second.
Wait, fuck, I did. Fuck, no, it's see ya losers. Fuck, what am I doing, chat? What are we doing? Back in the action already. Misses come out all across the board. Exuria and Susrise gonna hold the early lead in their hands. Nugas and Sings gonna look to push back. And already that early lead really seems to favor Taiwan. Susrise with that current SS on the map, clearly demonstrating that comfort. But that double miss from Magician and Susrise is going to make things a bit interesting. Chino finds that miss as well. But the combo lead has now instantly shifted in favor of Team Taiwan.
Yeah, that lead doesn't seem to be shifting too much though. Staying put at that 35k will give it more or less. Despite the combo lead going towards Taiwan, he's been pretty evenly matched here.
Yeah, that's right. It is still neck and neck. Second half of the map. The nose must be at an all-time high. Buzz has come in. Abgula goes down. Rich Liu and Azaria looking to capitalize off that miss and run a mile with it. Moshuja and Susrise as well. I mean, the lead is getting scarier and scarier as the clock ticks. And as we get into the last of the map, the time is running out. Vietnam is running out of leeway. Taiwan is not giving them an inch whatsoever. Magician and Susrise, despite finding the early misses, going to this last quarter, going to this last KI, not backing down whatsoever. But Xavier Vishnu, complete combo reset on Taiwan. What just happened? Sings finds the miss, but it looks like Chino. What happened on the side of their client? I don't know. Nugas at the very end, despite holding that FC, I don't think that's gonna be enough. And ladies and gentlemen, your winner of this quarterfinals match, I believe, will be Team Taiwan, taking the match 6-4.
Holy
what a match!
I have no clue what happened at the ending there. Taiwan seemed to just collapse, but just wasn't enough from Vietnam to pull it back, along with that disconnect from Chino. But that score lead should be big enough to secure Taiwan's pick there.
Oh,
this
my
match is crazy.
Goodness. What a valiant effort from Vietnam, I must say. Coming in from a 3-point deficit is definitely no easy feat. But at the end of the day, really the earlier picks from Taiwan were what solidified their victory here. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the team that's gonna move forward in the winners bracket, going into the winner's side of semifinals, is going to be Team Taiwan. And unfortunately, Vietnam seed 3 will be seed 4 will be knocked. Seed 5, fuck me, will be knocked down into the losers bracket. But I think they will be more than capable of putting up a show and putting up a good fight moving forward. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the match. I'm not sure what wooden pickaxe, if you're in chat right now, do you want this to be streamed or will you just hold this on your own? I think we can just close the stream right now. And yeah, with that, ladies and gentlemen, huge shoutouts to everybody involved in this match. Thank you so much to Christia for being our ref, alongside Fabuki. Say hi, Fabuki.
What did I miss?
Absolute, you missed Vietnam absolutely selling. Huge shoutouts to Fabuki for being the lovely streamer for this match. And of course, my co-cast Perry Crayola for being here with me for this absolutely bombshell of a match. Any last words from the commentary booth?
Not quite. I'm really glad to be able to commentate this match. That was such an experience.
Yep. But we have a lot more matches lined up for you later on in the week. This is just the first of many matches, and this week we got Fraon and GS Brick to absolutely carry our ass when it comes to streaming. So we will have mostly complete coverage on most of our matches. So yeah, if you want to stay tuned for those, do hop around, check us out. But until then, follow us on Twitch so that you never miss another upload. Shameless plug, shameless plug. If you want to support us, of course, the Ko-Fi is always there. But until then, my name has been Gammy Crayola. I've been your host. This has been the 6th Digit Asia Pacific Cup. And we will see you in the next match. Goodbye.
07.